Hey everyone, it's Jessica, and tonight I'll do my video on the questions that I asked. I think that some of the answers will be the same between surgeons' offices, but I know that every surgeon has different protocol for before and after surgery. So I'm going to read some of these from my email, so I apologize for my eye contact. Okay, so I asked about sugar making you sick after surgery. My aunt has a friend who had the bypass done, and he gets nauseous every time he eats sugar. So I asked about that, and they said with bypass it can make you sick, but after the sleeve, not usually. It doesn't usually make you sick. I asked about the diet after surgery, and they said you'll be on liquid basically for 6 weeks. So that will be exciting. How long after surgery can I go back to work? They said between 8 and 10 days. They've known people to go back after 4 days, but that's not typical. I have a daughter who will be 3 in January, and I am a single mom, so I'll be doing I do a lot of lifting with her, and I asked how long it would be before I can pick her up, and they said 4 weeks. So I am lucky enough to have my parents here. They live about 15 minutes from me, and so they will be helping me out with her, which I greatly appreciate. How easy is it to gain weight after surgery? And they said as long as you eat your protein first every day and be sure to exercise, you shouldn't gain the weight back. They also said if I do experience a gain of 5 to 10 pounds after surgery, to call the office and that they would evaluate what's going on. So journaling is very important so that they can see what do you need to add, what do you need to eliminate, so that can be addressed. How rapid is the weight loss? They said you should lose between 20 and 30 pounds in the first 2 months. After that, you should lose about 1% of your weight per week. So based on my weight, it would be about 8 pounds per month, which is a lot. That's really awesome. So, and I know that varies between different people. So some people I've heard on YouTube who've lost a lot more weight than that, and some people who haven't lost that much. So I know that varies, but that's kind of the average. I asked about losing too much weight. I've seen bypass patients who look very sickly, just they're so skinny, they're too skinny. They said not with the sleeve. Your body has a set point, so eventually your body will slow down the weight loss. I do want to be thin, but I want to look healthy. I want to be healthy. I asked about having children later, and I asked about complications, and they said there's not any complications, but you do need to make sure that you are taking your vitamins, because most likely your body will be deficient in vitamin D and B12. So taking your vitamins is very important, and especially if you plan on getting pregnant. I asked about mood swings. Cecilia Lane has a channel on here. She's great, very informative. I really enjoy her videos, and she mentioned something in a video about having mood swings. So I asked them, is that hormone related because of the rapid weight loss, or is it nutrient deficiency? What is that? And they said there are going to be hormone changes after surgery because they're removing 3/4 of your stomach. So mood swings are very likely. I asked why some patients experience hair loss and if there's anything to do that could prevent it. And they said hair loss is usually due to a lack of protein or a well-balanced diet. And you can take biotin to help prevent that. When I went in for my consultation, nothing was said about a liquid diet. I didn't ask, and it didn't come up in the conversation. So I asked them if I needed to do that, and they said yes, that everyone would be on a liquid diet, and typically it's about a week. If I experience signs of a leak, how does the surgeon handle the situation? They said if I have a leak, he may need to place a tube in your stomach to feed you, just to allow the stomach to heal itself. If it is a significant leak, then I would need surgery to fix that. So it's but they check that before you even leave the hospital. So it's very unlikely that I would have a leak, at least after I got home. If I have a hernia, will it be repaired during surgery? If it is a hiatal hernia, yes. How serious is the dumping syndrome? I'd heard about it and kind of didn't know what to expect with it, or if sleeve patients experience it. They said that with bypass patients it's more common. Not so much with the sleeve patients, but it does happen. And they said it's not very serious, but you're uncomfortable for an hour or two. You feel cold and clammy and kind of crampy. So it's miserable, but it's not something to be really concerned about. I asked if I'd be going home with a drain, and they said not likely with the sleeve unless there's something else going on. I'm also a part of a forum. It's gastricsleeve.com. That is a really great place to kind of ask more questions and get more feedback, and it's great to, have that community again there. And I asked them what questions they asked, and somebody said that they asked about the boughie size and how it affects recovery. And the boughie is it's what they put in your stomach to gauge the size of your new stomach. So I asked about that, and they said that he doesn't use a boughie. He uses an EGD scope, and that's to check for the scope is what they use to check for hiatal hernias, and that it is equivalent to the size of a 32 millimeter boughie. So if that matters. And it doesn't affect recovery time. The boughie size, that doesn't affect the recovery time. If there's an emergency, is the surgeon available, or what is the procedure? I read a review on the surgeon, and somebody had been having complications, and she felt like she kept getting passed around to all these other doctors, and the surgeon wasn't available. Well, that's their procedure. They always consult with the surgeon and let him know what's going on. He gives them their feedback, and the other doctors kind of handle the situation. So he is aware, and he's kind of in the picture, but in the background. He doesn't deal directly with the patient. So they have other people in place for those situations. The pain medicine after, I heard a lot of people say that the liquid is really gross, and to ask for them in your IV, and if you could get them in a shot or something like that. And they said in the hospital you can probably ask for that. That wouldn't be a problem. But once you go home, you can't have injectable pain medication just at your house. So you've got to take it orally, which it's either that or, you're in pain. So you got to pick one. And then somebody said that they can't have gum after surgery. And I was like, well, that's dumb. I love gum. So I asked them about that, and they just said he doesn't want you to swallow it after surgery, but you can choose sugar-free prior to surgery. And I think that's all the questions I asked. I asked also about long-term side effects. But there's not enough research to know the answer to that question. There's research that goes back about 20 years. Those patients are doing fine, except for, of course, the rare cases where, something awful happens to that 1 in a million patients. So, but other than nutrient and vitamin deficiencies, they said that they're doing fine. So just make sure you're diligent about taking your vitamins. So anyway, those are the questions that I asked. And again, thank you to my new subscribers and for all of your comments. I appreciate that. And I will catch you later.